Hello and welcome once again to another episode of Third Action. I am your host, Jason, and these are the same three adorable angels that were here last week. In the bottom left, we have Kennedy playing Asher Ford, Human Ranger.
Hello, everyone.
Is that how Kennedy sounds?
Oh my god, he sounds awful. You do not want me to do his voice.
Hello, everyone.
So, hello, everyone. I'm gonna get some chocolate now.
Oh dear. At the bottom middle, we have the most adorable cherub that is turned into a lion, that is back into a cherub. It's Will playing Greshy Ironroot, Dwarven Druid.
And his dog Phelan too, who luckily doesn't sound that way. He just morphs.
And in the bottom right, we have Gunn, Shough, Human Champion of Erastil, played by Adam.
Evening, everybody. Actually, I'm the one who has that as a focus spell. I should get that. I should put that effect
You should.
on.
You gotta get the Zoom thing set up correctly.
Oh, thank you, Slimp2345, for the bad omen to start things off. All right.
Oh dear.
So let's go ahead and get started, shall we?
Actually,
Last
it does look
time
like
on
that
Third Action, the party, well, you slayed a dragon, and in the aftermath of that,
no big.
had some interactions with the Shawanti tribe that led you there to Longtooth Slayer. After a bit of introspection and discussion and a night of level up revelry, you made your way to the south, south side of Jorgenfist, to attempt to search the ravine for any signs of any points of ingress you could take to make your way deeper underneath the fortress. You were told by Gargan, a stone giant from some episodes ago, that there was such a cave somewhere in the ravine, and you were able to find some caves. You found two of them. One of them, Asher discovered, housed seems to be a number of wyverns that are currently sleeping. The other, which you are currently in, houses some kind of super amalgamation of undead insects that have become their own not sentient,
Still probably the better choice.
unlife form. Maybe. We'll see.
Possibly.
Sleeping wyverns lie.
But let's go ahead and just jump right into it, I guess. And by jump right into it, I mean I'll slowly switch the map over back to where we were. So yeah, I believe Greshy has the the decanter of endless water in his hands and has just tried to splash away some of the webbing when the spider, giant super spider, landed in front of you. And that is where we shall start. Let me go ahead and open up the initiative tracker so we can get some initiative rolling.
Perception?
Yes, perception for initiative, unless you've got some alternative that you'd like me to use that you think would make it reasonable.
Nope.
In this case, it's just perception. Oh, that's a nice one. We've got a 40 and a 41.
So,
I'd love to use
Oh,
that
I guess
help,
it didn't
but
go to the
can't
turn.
really
No
justify it.
valid token.
yeah, you gotta select your token.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah, you
I
have to-
did. That's weird. Who did I? Maybe I selected the spider.
Oh, if you selected your token from the previous page, it wouldn't work. But in any
I
case,
think you selected my token,
Oh,
because I
Yeah,
saw
it
that I
just
had your
yielded me.
initiative briefly.
oh no, I added Gunn's initiative separately and then adjusted to 41
I
because I
see.
thought that was Gunn. In any case, we have Greshy with a 40, Asher with a 41 on a natural 20, and Gunn with a 22. And it sure would be lovely if I
I'm
rolled for
usually
the
the one who
spider.
screws up. That's why.
You just need to stand at the front and look pretty. It's fine. Cool. That's a good number. Where's all my devices? All right. That looks like big spider friend has a 38.
She's strong.
Okay,
Oh boy.
Well, she has a lot of legs, I guess.
so we've got Asher coming up first
More
with
legs, more
41.
perception. That's
Yep, it's a lot of eyes. Even more eyes if you count all the tiny spiders. So Asher's up
That's
first with a
the
41,
sense of-
Greshy's next with a 40, the spider is third with a 38, and Gunn takes up the rear with a 22, despite standing in front. Asher, you can react first. Are you still a bird? I don't remember if you transformed back.
No, I haven't been a
Okay.
bird because I did my 10 minutes. So I'm
Oh,
just
right, you were
yeah, we
wandering
camped out.
around.
you were chilling. Okay.
Actually, maybe I'll start. Ah, why am I first? Okay. I'm gonna.
I mean, you can always delay if you
Yes.
want.
No,
what
I'm
to
just
do.
I'm just thinking about where I want to stand. But I think this
Sure.
is kind of the only place I can stand where I can still see.
Okay, so
Can
Asher.
I stand here?
Yeah, Asher can back up all the way up against the rear wall
Okay.
of the tunnel, putting himself in between, nestled in between Phelan and Rock. You don't have any weapons out currently.
I don't even. Ah! Wait a minute. I don't have a weapon out. That changes it.
I think no one does really.
Yes. Okay. So
I
I
do.
totally
Panther.
forgot.
I
I
was
was
standing up in
weaponless.
front, armed on like
Yeah, you have
this-
your sword out, I think.
and shield.
Okay, I'll give Gunn his sword and shield. Greshy is currently two-handing the decanter, I presume.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
and Asher, if you give me a D100.
All right.
If it's over a 50, Asher's holding his bow.
It is
I
over
mean-
50.
An
Okay,
89.
you have your bow out
Okay.
already.
I was so
Prepping
scared.
for this, we were intentionally drawing out the beast.
So I am.
Well, we
going
didn't know
to-
what we were drawn out.
You didn't know what you were drawing out necessarily, but Gunn was prepared. Asher was prepared. Greshy is holding the decanter.
So I'm gonna move. I'm gonna make the spider my prey for hunt prey, and then do a hunted shot
Okay.
with my volley. I'll remember this time. Yay!
There you go.
Let's say we had an educated guess as to what we were
Sure.
getting into.
Oh, if there was something in the way.
So I have a 31 and a 27 to hit.
Okay. The 31 will hit. The 27 will not. As your
Okay.
arrows, you just you step back, unleash a quick flurry of arrows. Yeah, one of them strikes true, in impacting a bunch of those little spiders. Some little corpses
Alright, let me
fly
make
out.
Sure. Is it the D6? Oh no, I have to do it separately. Okay. I have to remember to do that. Let's do some damage rolls. And then this. So we have. And the 12 is precision damage, so if that makes a difference, which it might.
It does not make a difference here.
Okay.
Otherwise, that's piercing and fire and frost. The fire does a little bit of extra damage.
Okay.
But you know, I suppose it's a spider. They probably don't like the.
So we
Burn
got
into
14
Also undead.
plus
Neither
6
one.
points of frost and flame,
Yeah, so
plus some weakness.
Frosted flame.
Frosty flames.
My
Frosted
favorite
flames.
breakfast.
Okay, so that did
Okay, and that will
a
be my
good chunk of
turn.
damage.
Cool.
As a bunch of little spiders drift away, but more come to like fill the gaps. Greshy,
Okay.
yeah, it's just a big old friendly spider.
hi.
Hi, spider. You have very nice pincers.
I mean, this water fizzed enough that the cat jumped.
Oops.
I suppose that. Okay, we're going to conjure up some energy in our free hand, assuming that I can just have the decanter in one hand instead of both. and we're going to attempt to weigh down the spider a bit and slow his movement.
Do we need
with
to
our
do
slow
anything to
spell.
turn the decanter off, or does it automatically stop?
It's I have to
As soon as you-
activate it
okay.
to do the. So every round I was basically commanding it to geyser.
Yeah.
So it needs to make a Fortitude DC 31.
Just want to make sure it's not still
Okay.
there, like spraying water all over us as you're
Just
doing arcane gestures.
No, yeah, he has to reactivate it every turn. So this is a Fortitude DC.
DC 31.
Well, that's a natural 1, which will make that a critical failure.
So it's slowed 2 for a minute.
Okay.
Gets 1 action per round.
Good timing.
I mean, I'll take it. And we will whistle for Phelan, who will. Well, actually, I don't know if he can
I'll
squeeze in there, can he?
Stay behind me. I'll hold the line.
Okay. Well, then Greshy's going to take a step back to there. And just hang
Okay.
out next to Phelan and,
Hi.
well, actually, a little further back, over here. So he's a little bit further towards the entrance of the cave so that he's not blocking Asher's shots.
You're short.
Alright.
I'll shoot over you.
Okay. The spider's turn. It is slowed 2, so it only gets 1 action. But it will kind of crawl down off of the webs towards Gunn. As it does so, let's see. Does that happen? Okay.
Does it have some kind of aura or something?
Maybe. There's a bunch of just tiny bugs constantly leaking out from it. There's flies and mosquitoes all buzzing around in the air.
Gross.
It's just, it has this kind of, aura of bugs all about it. But it tries to inch closer to you, but is too slow to do anything. Gunn, your turn.
Well, saving me the trouble. Now I can go for an Alpha Strike, which I'm going to go ahead and probably do. We got attack 1, 31.
Okay, you make a swing with your sword, piercing or slashing?
So slashing,
Slashing, okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
unless that seems like it's not very effective.
Well, you won't know until you try.
Yep, we have 22 points of damage.
Okay, as you swing the sword through, the a lot of the bugs just kind of roll over the top of your sword, and they do take some
Some of
damage
which
as you're
is
able to cut through
acid.
some of them. But the sonic and acid damage do. It's sonic and
Yeah, Sonic and Acid.
Sonic and acid. Yes, both of those work fine. The slashing, they seem to resist. You're not able to cut through as many of their hard, bony shells as you would hope. So,
All right,
they resist
then
a bit
I'm
of
going
that.
to then I'm going to draw my sword back and try and plunge it towards this creature's face
Okay.
and eyes.
Oh, I neglected to say as well, for Asher, it looked like the cold didn't do anything to it. It was only the fire.
Okay.
Not very good there. 20.
So
Yeah.
nothing at all, or just normal?
The 2 damage of cold that your attack was trying to do didn't go through.
Okay.
So
That's
the
good
2
to
got reduced to
know.
0.
That
You
changes
don't
my
know
next turn.
what that is. The
Well,
natural 2 for a 20
that
does not
looks like
hit.
a miss.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Yep. Let me see if there's anything else I should do other than just crit fishing here for a.
Yeah, Gunn has took 1 swing,
None of
then
those.
kind of backs up and does a stab. The stab doesn't quite connect as the spider rears up a bit. And
Probably worth it to just raise my shield up
okay, as the spider's rearing up, you raise
more
your
than
shield,
to try for a.
interposing yourself between it and your allies.
Mhm.
At the end of your turn, give me a fortitude save, please. Oh, sorry, reflex save.
Okay. Reflex save.
Yeah, it's reflex save.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting in that it is much worse than for me. 26.
26. Okay. As you put up the shield, you notice a bunch of the small undead bugs try to crawl all over you. Many of them are like buzzing in your ears, crawling up your skin. They're starting to pinch and bite at your flesh. You're trying to like dodge away from them, bat them away with your shield, but enough for getting underneath your defenses that you will take some damage. So that was a regular failure. So you took full damage. That's 8 points of piercing damage from all the little bites.
Okay.
And then I need a fortitude save.
Oh,
Okay. Well, that's
that's how they get you.
less
Greshy, you're
of a problem though. Generally,
garbling.
I've got a 41 on that.
A 41, you are totally fine. You resist the poison. Asher, it's your turn.
Hi, it's me. I'll remember for my next turn actually. But this turn will slightly different. And by different I mean very similar. Are you okay? Sorry, I can't even making a weird noise. I will take a hunted shot at the spider.
Okay.
Yes. With a 41 and a 28.
The 41
Time
will
to use
crit
that macro.
We didn't build the macro yet, unless you did.
We didn't build the macro.
Damn it.
No.
I did not.
The 41 will hit, the 28 will not. The 41 is a critical though, so double damage.
Okay, so let's go through my little sheet. All right, first I do my 2 times damage roll normally. 1, 2. Then I am going to do my hunt prey, which is 4 of these. And then deadly, which is 2d10. All right, so that's all basic damage.
So that looks like 40 plus 14 plus 11, so 65 points of piercing damage from that shot. And then an additional, that 3 points of fire damage. The cold damage that's a 6, so an 8. The cold damage does not go through. And
Well, the first one is because it's frost flame, so we decided that first and second.
You're right. Sorry.
Don't die.
I should have had a sip of water first. I didn't follow my advice.
Oh no.
Sorry. Yes, you're right. I did that wrong. Let me add that 3 back. And
Heaven forbid I ever change the order. All right, come on.
yeah, so we'll subtract 8 then for fire damage plus an additional weakness to fire. All right. It's a pretty meaty shot. Anything else?
And then... yeah, and it's just this isn't damage. It gets 1d10 persistent fire damage, and I don't know if it just ignores the slowing since it ignores cold, so it might not even have to do its fortitude.
It's also already slowed.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say that it would ignore
So
the
that
the
one
cold
might not
effect.
matter at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would still ignore the cold effect since it didn't take any
Cool.
damage from the cold. Okay. So
Alright.
yes, the arrow
So
explodes in a gout of
that's
flame.
my crit.
The ice tries to freeze it over, but it very easily kind of breaks out of that. You have 2 more actions.
I know. Well, I was honestly just gonna keep shooting at it.
Okay.
But I don't think I have a better idea right now.
Sometimes
next
that's all we
turn.
need to do.
Oh wait, not this one. Nope. Because now it goes to 3 for everything. Stop it. There we go. Good luck to me. 22 is not gonna hit.
Nope.
You don't
Let's
take further
just-
penalties after attack 3.
Thank goodness for that.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Correct.
And
yeah.
that's not going to hit either.
Yeah, a natural 3
So
for a
turn
15.
ended.
Okay, yeah, you're just unleashing a flurry of arrows. The first one hits right in the dead center. The fire explodes from within, incinerating a lot of the interior spider corpses. The other shots, though, just kind of pass through the amalgamation. Greshy, it is your turn.
I have no idea what to do now, I suppose. How does it look? It's kind of hard to gauge, I suppose, because it's some sort of undead spider, right?
Well, it's on fire. It's a big undead amalgamation spider that's on fire.
It's on fire.
It looks pretty
so
bad.
I probably shouldn't. It does look pretty bad. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna. Actually, did I prepare? Was I smart? I left it prepared. I'm going to cast Produce Flame on it. Make sure I'm still within range. I'm pretty sure I am, though.
Good call.
Aye, still within range. So we will attempt to attack it with some fire. See what happens. Maybe. Possibly.
All right. It is large, so you're able to hurl it over Gunn's head with relative ease.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
My computer's being dumb right now for some reason. It's also running like 13 threads despite the fact that I have one tab open.
Greshy's waving
That's
his hand in the
Chrome for
air.
you.
A ball
Just
of
Chrome
flame
for me.
is congealing in the air. It's taking his time.
I keep pressing the button, nothing's happening. I don't know what the fuck's going on. That's
I
cool.
can roll it for you if you wish.
Sure.
Right, you have the really slow character sheet. Ah, that's working. Here we go. Produce flame.
I think everything's broken. I'm just gonna have to restart roll 20, so you keep going.
Is it working? What's happening? I'm also clicking the button.
Maybe,
It's not doing anything.
Well, I did press the button several times, so why are you... I have nothing open. Why are you still running 15 different threads? Literally nothing is open. It's on the blank page.
What if I click Ray of Frost? Nothing's working for me either. Odd. Let me try...
Ooh.
Oh, there we go.
One of
There's
them went through.
Produce Flame.
A Jason one went through.
Okay. Cool. We'll use that one.
25 isn't gonna hit, and that's fine.
25 will not hit as you hurl the ball of flame over them. It kind of splashes against the back wall. That second one looks
You should
better.
go again. Oh wait, no.
I can't. So,
There's one from Greshy.
can I climb? Is the cave tall enough for me to climb onto Phelan's back?
Yes. The cave is tall enough. Yes, it is about 20 feet high.
Okay, then I would do so as my third action is to try and get on board Phelan, or at least step close to Phelan so I can do so next round.
Yeah, you'd have to move next to Phelan. It's one action to mount or dismount. a
To
creature.
mount, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll do that next round. Still trying to get Chrome to stop being a jerk bag.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe something's up with roll 20 tonight, but
It's entirely possible, but either way.
maybe it's the sheet. I don't know. So yeah, go ahead and I guess you dart over close towards Phelan.
Right, so if you could just shift me left, like one square up. I'm not
that'll-
in roll 20 at all right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you just move closer towards Phelan. Thank you, Wither King, for the follow. All right, it is the spider's turn. It is on fire. It is mad. You have come into its beautiful home and wrecked its
wedding.
its beautiful
I
We're
know,
decor.
trying to clean it with water. just cleaning things out, spring cleaning. We're getting there. It's about time.
Unfortunately, it's too slow to do much at all. So it will
Strange how that works.
slowly try to do a strike on Gunn. With its, I guess it's going to try and bite you with its mandibles. Spiders have mandibles, right? That's correct, yeah? Oh well, thank
Oh,
you.
thanks.
Have a good
Probably.
sleep. You can check us out. Check our YouTube vids on YouTube. We post all the episodes.
Also podcasts, wherever podcasts are podcasts.
Yes, that's true too. Or you can catch us every weekly. But have a good night. Thanks for following. Cool. So sorry, that's that plus its number, which is a 38.
38 is a hit
38's a hit. All right.
to hit my 35.
Oh, nice. So that's that plus that. That's 36 points of piercing damage. As it sinks its teeth really deeply into your shoulder.
I'm thinking, yeah, I'll just take it.
Okay. So it's trying to kind of like pull back, but is too slow to really do so. Gunn, it is your turn. It's like
Right.
just recoiling.
I'm gonna go ahead and alpha strike this time, since I can, I'm just gonna do the crit fishing because I just realized I have the extra extra reaction to raise shield. So I kind of wasted a
Yeah,
chance
it's
last
fine.
turn. That's a whiff on stab number 1. I'm gonna stab this thing. 27,
You do have hero points.
double whiff, triple whiff. 25, 27, 26.
Okay, yeah, you go for a smattering of slices. None of those hit. I forgot to do the fire damage from Asher's bow. What is the fire damage from burning?
1d12, I think.
Oh, 1d10.
1d10, thank you.
Okay.
Close. Yeah.
Just
My
go ahead and
bad.
roll 1d10.
I was looking up
whoops, it's a
something of my
19.
own, so I was.
Let's try 1d10.
But I
It
figured
was
stuff
still
out.
in the range of 1d10, so you could have just kept it.
That's true. But hey, I gave you a better number. I gave you a 9. So 9 points of fire
Yay.
damage.
Hey,
That
we'll take
also, that 9 also trips the weakness. So the spider is just embroiled in flames. Let's roll a flat check. A
And
3
yet I
is not
still
going to
cannot
cut it.
hit it.
It's flailing around.
How long
Uh,
does slow last?
Because of crit fail, it was a minute.
Ooh.
Even
Okay.
on a failure, it's a minute, but usually it's only slowed 1, so it loses 1 action. But crit
Mhm.
fail is 2.
Yeah,
Really
the
hurts.
spider is in a
So
bad
it gets
way.
one action.
Yep.
Baby.
Asher.
Do I need to do any more stuff at the end of my turn,
Nope.
since I'm
You do
standing
not.
next to it?
Oh, sorry. Yes, you do.
Oh,
Reflex
okay.
save again. I forgot. Thank you.
Oh. Honorable. Good man. Taking the damage.
The paladin cannot lie.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You are
39.
fine. You this time now
Get those spiders
expecting
off
the now expecting the insects to try and crawl over you again. You're batting them around left and right. Asher.
I thought I had something cool to say, but I lied. I'm back. I was trying to look up about my cantrips because I didn't know if I got 3 or 2. And I get 3, but I forgot I always take stabilize. So my question didn't matter anyway because I just basically take whatever I have open, which was Ray of Frost, which is useless today.
Right.
So-
Or at least useless for this fight.
My question is done. For right now, it's
Yeah.
useless.
Mhm.
So, Eldritch
Alright, Asher.
Shot right now is kind of useless because the only things I can do are slow and frosty. So we're just kind of whittling at it. I'm just gonna do normal shots, I think. So
Flurry of arrows.
give it a shoot. That's
Are you doing?
not gonna hit.
You can always do hunted shot for your first one.
I guess I might as well do hunted shot because then I just get a bunch of shots.
Mhm.
There's really no reason not to do it other than saving ammo. So I have a
Yeah,
natural
not
1
really.
and a 34.
The 34 will hit.
Okay, so that's good. Let's do that.
And you can always like hunted shot and then not do anything
Do
with the other
something
actions.
else, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do
Okay, that
and
is
we'll
a-
do
13
You know what my
points.
problem is here?
Yeah.
I've got the light on my sword. It's really distracting.
Sure.
Hard to
Sounds legit to me.
It is hard
time.
to
The
see.
shadows
Wow.
changing all over the. Yeah, I'm swinging this glowing thing around.
You thought it was going to look really cool, but it turns out it's just a blinding bright light right in your eyes every time you're trying to hit something.
Yes.
So that was a 13 to 10, so 23 points of piercing plus an additional 4 points of fire, which also trips the weakness to fire. Okay, Asher's putting in a lot of work. This so many of the spiders are like just falling off of this creature. At this point,
Keep doing
all that's
that.
left.
Oh, it's
Um,
smaller.
It is grown quite small.
It's a bitty spider. It's a little spooter.
I guess those Asher's
Did Asher have
first
more
action.
attacks?
I have more. I have more to
I was going to
do.
say, because I can finish this, but let's let Asher have the glory.
Oh, no more glory for Asher. Let's see what happens here. 29 might not.
29. That does not hit, especially with the
Okay.
spider having lost a lot of its form. It's now you're having to try and shoot through Gunn's space and Greshy's space, which is much harder.
Get out of here, guys. You know what?
Both in
I'm
your business.
actually, because it's hard to shoot, I'm gonna pass to Greshy. to
Well,
conserve my
actually,
one ammo.
Ido made a good call that you could trade or call knowledge on it if you wanted.
Ooh, thank you, Ido. I do want
Yes.
to do that.
Recall knowledge is always an acceptable third action if you want
Always
to learn
forget.
things about the enemies.
Let's try and learn.
Yeah, generally
learn?
you can try to learn a general
Doesn't have
fact,
any fake
or
facts
you can.
prepared.
Yeah, I can figure out alternate facts. But you can ask about anything about it, like a particular feature, or you can ask about just generally
Alternate
about it, I
facts.
guess.
What is this thing? Why is it
Okay, yeah.
made up of spiders?
That would be an Arcana check. Or religion.
No, they're both the same, and I wouldn't use religion for this. For a 28.
28. This has to be some kind of created creature, almost certainly created through the use of necromancy. Exactly what it is, you're not sure. It's made of death and lives in webs. You think death web is a cool name for it, so you've decided
Hell
to call
yeah,
it the death web
web.
spider. But
But someone made it, pretty much.
yeah, your guess is that
Maybe they
someone
made it to
animated
protect.
this. You've seen some of those rituals in your book describe creating undead creatures from the corpses of multiple things. You've never seen it done with spiders, or never heard about it being done with spiders, but sure, why not?
In your book, you
Anything.
mean the Lamashtu book?
Asher has a weird ritual book that he bought at some point.
Oh, bot? Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I purchased it with money.
At some point in Sandpoint, he
Sure
picked up
understood money enough to buy a book.
a
It's
book
pretty
of
impressive.
weird facts. Greshy.
I think we also got a Lamashtu
Weird
book
facts.
from pretty early on.
The
Yes,
book is
that's true.
titled Ripley's Believe It or Not,
I don't believe any of it.
and yet it keeps all coming true. How spooky. Greshy will take his first action to mount Phelan, and he will spend his other 2 actions to produce some more flame. Maybe.
Okay.
Hey, it actually rolled this time. There we go. 30 to hit.
30 to hit will hit the creature. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is for 17 fire damage.
17 is exactly enough to take this creature out. The blast of flame lights the remaining spiders on fire, and their poor little corpses all curl up and blacken and turn to ash. But not Asher.
Ugh.
Think little Asher's running around.
Combat's over.
Okay.
The moment. Well,
I'm
you
gonna
alright there,
use-
Gunn?
Yeah, I'm gonna I'll hold up a hand and say, I'll handle
All right.
Yes, and I'll just use a lay on hands to get myself back.
Oh, look,
up
it's a
to-
Gunn over here. He can fix himself up with his magic hands. Which are actually pretty cool, I'm not going to lie.
It's cool magic fingers.
Well, I don't want you to be using your,
No,
your
I
spells
appreciate, I actually do
unnecessarily.
appreciate that.
And you tend to be pretty quick on the draw.
Well,
with
I'd
those.
rather you not be hurt, because dying is kind of a thing that I'd rather you not do again.
Oh, I appreciate that because I feel the same.
Bring him back as a dog person.
Um,
But I like Gunn the way he is.
and then let's find something else to transfer the light to.
I mean, you could put it on the spider, I suppose, and we could just toss the spider corpse around, but that seems very terrible. So,
Well,
So
a
at this
shield
point, there's
would
not
be-
much left of a corpse. There's kind of a few big pieces, like a couple of the eyes, the mandibles, and some of the hairs of the legs, but the rest was entirely made out of tiny spiders and scorpions and other insectoid creatures.
those mandibles might be worthwhile to you, Asher, since you like to collect things.
No, I still have that other spider fang.
You could make a collection of spider fangs.
I could, or these.
We could fashion
These
daggers
look kind
out
of
of them.
old and dusty, though.
That's true. Perhaps fresh spider parts might be more useful for that. Then again, I'd rather not kill spider just to use their parts. So,
No, I just
It
had
just
this
happens
from
to
the
be
last
these-
spider.
right, and this spider happens to be dead already, so it being re-deaded.
Pick up the
Retake
mandible,
over?
just like. into ash.
It just
Like, oh,
crumbles into dust. Yeah, that's
what are we
fair.
gonna do about the webs, though? How are we gonna clear out the webs? Are we just gonna
I
stick
suppose
them?
we could just try going through them. I feel like it would take me quite a while to try and continue clearing them out with the decanter.
We
What
do
about
have
hacking them
knives.
with a
Well,
with a
actually,
blade?
Yeah.
before we do that, can I cast Produce Flame on it again and see if I can get it to light if there are more spiders that are going to come and try and put it out again?
Ooh.
Sure. Yeah, you hurl a produced flame into the webs. It does catch light. Starts to smolder there for a bit. No further spiders or insects come to jump on the flames.
Okay. Well, that's good. Implies that there's no more of those, whatever the hell those things were, undead abominations. So, downside of burning all of this out is that it's going to create a lot of smoke,
Mhm.
and I don't know where the smoke's going to go.
We do have. Gunn did bring up that we could try hacking them.
Sure.
Blades.
Greshy's quickly going to geyser at the point that's on fire
Ooh.
to both
No,
try and clear it out a
don't
bit, but
bother.
also to put the fire out.
You don't need to put the fire out. If it lights and starts going from there, that's fine by me.
Again, the smoke, if this is a stealth mission, may
True.
not be ideal.
Stealth.
That's
Pop out the cave entrance.
That's
I-
a good point.
either the cave entrance or wherever this goes. And I don't want smoke going either way necessarily. It just occurred to me though
All
that
right.
it might
No,
be
good call.
going inside.
Mhm.
So I'll try to put out the
Okay.
fire
Yeah.
real quick and
Quickly before it grows too large, you use the decanter to put out the flame.
Okay.
well, in the meantime, I do not have anything with which to hack at it, so I'm going
Oh.
to sit here on Phelan and tell him he is a good boy.
I've got my sword still,
I
and it still has the light on it.
something.
So let's step forward
Actually, I do have a whistling knife. I suppose I could try using that.
and try hacking some of these webs apart.
Oh, I
Okay.
do have my any tool, though I do have a razor too. But my any tool could be a machete.
You could do both. You could like dual wield.
Oh, I could look so cool.
You could have your razor, and then you could also have the machete, and just be a whirlwind while Gunn's over there just clearing things out steady. He's got this taken care
Yes.
of.
Yeah, if you guys want, you could work together on this.
Yeah.
Looking around the room, it looks like I'm gonna follow along the right-hand wall here and try and just clear a path straight to the north, since I think I can see.
Okay.
Um,
So Gunn's doing
Oh.
that. I'm sorry, I moved Asher closer as if he was going to go help, but if you don't want to.
I'm going to help. I'll help.
All right. Go ahead and move yourself in. But the two of you get to work just hacking away. Asher dual wielding his old war razor that he got from Aldern and the any tool, which
I
he's
should probably
converted to
get
a
rid of
machete.
this at some point.
No, you must always remember Aldern.
No.
It's a precious
This is
present.
in loving memory of a man
A precious gift.
that we murdered at least 3 times that I know of. It's entirely possible that there were other people who were actually Aldern in disguise.
Oh my god.
I mean, you know, at least one of the Alderns was fake. But in any case,
That's
And
true.
you're still Aldern at heart.
the two of you get to work hacking
I'm
away.
not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything going deeper after this.
Are you trying to look for
I
some
was
kind of
looking
tunnel?
I was looking for something around this corner here to be a tunnel, but I see that there's nothing straightforward open here,
Yeah, it
but,
doesn't look like it, but give me a perception check.
yes. In which case I'm going to focus on clearing the webs away from the walls. And perception. As we go around the room, 29.
Okay, with a 29. So as the two of you are moving about the room, hacking the webs down off the walls, there's a number of other like dead creatures in this room, bloated, infected looking, just kind of lumps of dead flesh all about. Gunn, you're inspecting the walls as you hack through these webs, and you notice there's a particularly large clump of web around here to the north side of the room, and you jam your sword into it and cut, revealing what is actually tunnel through.
Oh.
Ah. Over here.
I'll
There is a
hack
way
my
forward.
way over.
Yeah, Asher
I'm going
hacks
to
his
ride
way over.
Phelan, and we're going to very slowly.
Should be able to follow the way.
Yeah, there's some
as we're
paths that
making our
have
way
cleared
through,
out
can-
at this point.
Oh, I don't think I have visibility on rock.
While we're making our way through, can I do a check to see what those corpses are? You said they're bloated, but are they like ogre or giant or human or dwarven?
Give me a medicine check, I guess.
Medicine check, yes.
And yeah, Rock has been waiting out by the door. You could whistle for him if you want.
I was calling for him.
That's a 28.
28 on the medicine check. You can identify, there are a couple of what your best guess is are probably dwarven corpses. Possibly just short humans, but you're pretty sure those are dwarven. There's at least part of one giant corpse. You see a good section of a forearm and hand of a giant. There's a couple humans thrown in here. But they're all so mangled that you wouldn't be able to tell who they were. They're all stripped and naked. They're not wearing anything.
I was going to say, was there anything left behind, or they were all naked, so there's nothing, no items or anything left to identify them at all?
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't see any identifying items.
fine.
There's no clothing left on any of these creatures. They look like they were stripped bare and probably placed here, or given to the spider,
dumped
or
in.
thrown
Sure.
in, or something.
Ugh.
I thought the spider took their
Even the giant?
clothes.
Yes, even the giant.
Hmm.
They're all kind
All
of
the giants
entangled
were
in the
on-
web, so it's clear that they were added after the webs were.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Not
look
all
bitten
giants
into
are
in
on
a bunch of different
Barbarian
places.
side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm ready to continue forward, I suppose.
Okay.
Asher, would you mind scouting a bit carefully? See
Oh, I
what's up
can
ahead?
scout.
I mean, I
Well-
suppose, Gunn, you could do so as well if you wanted to use your invisibility.
The light is the real problem here. So let's start with, I'm going to go ahead and cast dark vision on myself and on Asher.
Okay.
Ooh.
It will last us for 1 hour.
1 hour. All right. And that gives you dark vision out to 60 feet?
Yes. And then I'm going to extinguish the light off my sword.
Okay. Let me just update your token for that. Ooh. Oh, whoops. That might be okay.
So dark.
Give Asher some night vision as well. 60 feet. Try that. Oh, now it's too black on my screen. Let me try not giving it a tint.
Something's gone wonky with their lighting too, but
Okay. Can all of you see?
Okay.
Okay. If all of you can see,
From-
then I think we're good.
From that, I'm just going to have to recommend that everyone move together. I suggest we all just move together.
I mean, sure, I'm just
Slowly.
It's more of
quietly.
a question of stealthiness, but
Mm-hmm.
and scouting. But sure, we can move
and-
together.
And we'll tell Rock and Phelan to just kind of follow as best they can.
Well,
Stay
as long
close
as
so we can.
I was going to
so
say,
you
as long as I can ride Phelan, I'm going to continue to ride him.
Mm.
Okay.
Obviously, if it gets to be too short and we have to squeeze through, I'll hop off to make it easier for him. But
Yeah, so
I'll tell Rock to stay behind Phelan and try and keep and touch him.
okay. So looks like your order then is going to be Gunn, then Asher, then Greshy riding Phelan, and then Rock in the back.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
On this map, what is this black line? Is this inside is the space we can walk in, and then outside is the wall?
Yes. You just kind of
Okay.
have to squeeze your way through a bit of a tunnel. I'm treating
I
this on this map here. This is like a little bit of an overhang.
Yeah.
as
I
you
wasn't
kind of
sure
pass
if it was
through.
like a raised area or a sunken area or something like that.
It is it's the interior of the cave. So this is all cave wall on the sides.
Okay, cool.
So it's not super wide. It is currently just wide enough for Phelan and Rock to kind of squeeze through. But you can make your way forward into the darkness.
Let's do that.
All right. So, the three of you plus your pets make your way into the tunnel. It's dark. It's quiet. We have a bad omen, thank you. As you're
Feel
going
slightly
along,
bad about something.
as you're going along, you eventually reach a split in the path. You can go right or you can go left. Both tunnels seem relatively identical. They're both pretty narrow.
I'm going to take the chalk out of my belt pouch and
Ooh.
mark the wall to show which way we came from.
Okay.
I'll put a mark that looks like a triangle with something in the middle, like a G in the middle. I don't know.
Sure, yeah, some unique marker for going back.
Some unique mark.
Okay.
and we'll point down the tunnel that we came from. Left or right?
Adam, could you toggle your camera? I just realized that.
Because I restarted Zoom as well.
I see.
I've been Greshy for a while, but I was enjoying it.
It was fine for a minute. Greshy would point down the left.
Left?
I mean, he's pointing, but it's not like insisting or anything, just pointing.
Sure.
All right. Left works for me.
Okay. You start moving down the left.
Suppose we could have scouted it before we decided, but whatever.
This would help.
I'm right-handed, so I decided left sounded good.
Left is the cool direction.
Let me do that so I can keep track of this myself. Okay. All right. You continue down this path on the left. You go about 20 feet in this direction and are met with yet another choice. This time you can go left or forward.
Now you're using my liking of left because I'm right-handed against
Well,
me.
which
How dare you.
direction? Now I'm thinking which direction was the hole in relation to the tower?
Look, there's only one direction.
Mm-mm. I don't know where to follow up with that, but I know what you're saying.
Maybe you light up my... Anyway,
Mark where we came from again.
Okay.
solid choice. If we came in from the wall, based on the map, we went slightly left, went to the right again to go toward it, so we were kind of a little off center right, taking a left, depending on how sharp the left was, we'd probably be best off going straight.
Yeah.
I don't think guessing based on the direction we want to go is going to be productive.
That's also fair.
You are a ways
Do you have
away
a
from
better-
the Jorgenfist itself, so
Mhm.
yeah, you're not sure.
That's completely accurate, Adam, but do you have a better way of determining which way we should go besides me just
the only-
deciding randomly left?
Left, left,
We
left.
can keep going left, and that might help us make sure we
You know,
don't...
that's also, it's a fair method of determining for a maze. You just follow one wall until you can't
Yeah.
anymore.
The
So-
wall maze.
Sounds like
And-
left.
I think at some
Oh.
point one of these is likely to feed back into the other branch that we didn't enter from. So
The Woovern branch.
where the wyverns are.
Well, if we find the Wooverns, we'll know where we are, I hope.
Yeah, well, let's take a left, I think.
If you hear any loud snoring.
Yeah, let's go left.
All right. You pass through down the left tunnel. This one kind of curves a bit to the right, and you proceed down it for a few minutes until you reach another split. This time, the path you can continue going straight, which looks like it curves around a corner to your left. That path is about as wide as the path that you've come from. The path to the right, however, is fairly narrow. This one's only about 4 feet wide, and maybe 6 feet tall. So,
So the
the-
large creatures would have to squeeze.
yeah, the large creatures would have to squeeze.
If they
Oh,
can
no.
fit it all.
They can fit, they just have to squeeze. So yeah, the right path you'd have to squeeze
we
through.
continue with our
the
previous-
forward path is big.
Mhm. If we're following with our previous strategy, going straight would be the correct answer.
Mm-hmm. But if we think that the smaller path is less likely to take us anywhere that's ultimately our goal, then that, like, the giants can't pass through there, so that probably doesn't lead up to Jorgenfist.
So
Probably.
again, if we're going towards Jorgenfist, we should not go down
Right,
the right path.
Yeah.
Okay.
because we're not here to explore every nook and cranny of every cave.
You say that, but there could be some really cool stuff down here.
Catchy.
But why would there?
There could
why
be
would
another
there
dragon, Asher.
No, there's already wyverns.
I joke. No, I think we should actually go straight. I
let's-
think that sticking to our previous strategy
Let's
seems.
mark it again and go straight.
Okay. You mark the path again where you came from, and continue straight. As mentioned
This is
before,
more
this
video
path
game.
this path kind of curves to the left after about 20 feet or so, and you continue going until you reach what appears to be a cave-in of sorts. There are a lot of rocks that seem to have kind of fallen from the ceiling and have completely blocked the path up ahead. There's also, just under the debris, there is a bit of red cloth poking out from under one rock. And there's also in the corner of the room, the corner of this dead end, there's also a small green mushroom poking up out of the dirt, and it's giving off this, like, you can tell it's green because it's giving off this slight green glow that's lighting up the chamber.
Interesting.
Bioluminescent.
Well, I can take a look and try and investigate the mushroom if you all want to get the rock to move.
Sure.
Just ask it nicely, it'll move.
Let's take a quick look and see how likely it is that this is going to cave in further. Anybody think that this is safe enough to?
I can look.
Yeah, that'd be probably a
Dig on?
survival check,
Let's survive.
unless you have something better to check with.
A 31. Oh no, that's Gunn. So 35.
31 from Gunn, 35 from Asher. Given how thoroughly caved in this is, this doesn't look like a stable path to go down. If you were to try and remove these rocks, it'd probably just cause a further cave-in.
Could we remove enough around to find out what that red cloth is part of?
Yes, it's pretty close to the edge. You could try and either rip the red cloth from under that rock or just barely lift up the rock to kind of pull at it.
The last
think
time
I
I
have
tried to get a cloth, it choked me.
Yes, I do have a shovel strapped to the bottom of my backpack.
Sounds like you're ready for another try at the cloth.
No cloth.
Gotta give it
me.
another chance, Asher.
Gunn, if Gunn needs help, I'll help, but he can go and get the cloth.
I've got a shovel slung on my backpack.
I did
so
think
I'll
that scarf looked fetching on you, but
pull that out.
Okay. Yeah,
Greshy,
you
I
pull
was
out the
dying.
shovel, kind of jam it underneath
Me
the rock
after.
and wedge it up a bit, so that
Oh,
someone can...
I have a pickaxe there too. If that's better for a.
Yeah,
if it's
the
not
shovel's
soft
the shovel's
enough for a
totally
shovel.
fine here. Yeah, you can
Okay.
just wedge it
in
underneath the
Minecraft
rock
you can
and
mine with a shovel.
just kind of wedge the rock up a little bit and pull out
Mhm.
the rest of the cloth. It appears to be a hat, like a simple cloth hat,
It's
for
just a
fairly
hat.
for fairly small head. Not a human-sized head, maybe a halfling or a gnome or a child.
Hmm. Is it pointy?
Yes, it's like just a kind of conical but floppy hat.
Probably a gnome then.
Thus ended Strazzleplum.
A gift.
All right. Well, poor fellow. Looks like nothing. I'll just lay that back down on top of the rock, and I think we should head back.
Well, I want to check out this mushroom first.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Okay,
Is
that'd
it
be a nature
edible?
check.
That's the important question. Can I eat
It's
it and will it
definitely
make me
edible,
high?
but
Ooh.
I'm going to leave it. What do I learn on a natural one?
For a 20.
A 20 total.
This mushroom is you've seen this mushroom
minus one
before.
level of.
If you were to eat it, you too would glow. It'd be a soft glow, maybe like a 5-foot radius glow.
Okay.
You forget the name of it now.
Asher, you want to eat a mushroom?
Do I want to eat the mushroom?
It makes you glow.
It makes me glow.
Yeah, just like the mushroom does.
I'm gonna look at this mushroom
You
too.
should put it in a jar.
What, you don't believe me?
No,
That's
I'm
fair.
just curious about what I remember about mushrooms. Not a lot, Greshy. Gotta say, 21.
A 2 for a 21. You don't know shit about this
Is that a
mushroom.
critical? Well,
At
it's
least
dubious
it's-
knowledge.
So, and Greshy sounds
You don't know
pretty
shit about this mushroom,
Greshy-
even with
Yeah,
dubious knowledge.
Greshy sounds convincing.
What if we put it in a jar? Because
Ooh,
if
I
we're
do
glowing,
have a jar.
then
Well, it's a very small radius. That's the big thing. So I mean, we could try storing it for later. Do I remember if storing the mushroom will diminish its bioluminescence over time?
No, you don't think so. No, it should be
Okay.
good for the effect goes away if you cook it, but
Oh sure. So I suppose we could hold on to it until later if you really wanted. I was just thinking, as far as light source goes, a 5-foot radius is nothing. You know, it's only a little bit around you. It's not gonna attract nearly attention. But you don't need to eat it, Asher. I was kind of joking, but it's up to you if you wanted to.
I'm okay. I don't want to glow,
Okay.
and I don't know shit about this mushroom. But I'll
There's a
put it
pro-
in a jar.
Oh, go for it. Save it.
All
Might
right,
as well.
let's save it in this jar.
okay. Asher
Cool.
has a jar of glowing green mushroom.
One mushroom. Mush glow.
If you hold up the jar itself gives off a little 5-foot glow of green light.
Oh, it's so cute. Well, if I'm stuck in a very dark prison, I will use this mushroom.
All right.
shall we try to check that other narrow path?
So, I mean, that would be the plan, is you kind of wrap back around until you
Mm-hmm.
make further progress.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys make your way
So-
back around the back around, and towards that the last split that you got to. You can look at that not northern, that now on your left narrow path.
Just to
Each-
confirm, the marks are still there.
Yep, the marks are all still there. You are not trapped
Okay,
in
cool.
some kind of magical
Paranoia.
maze.
Or being followed by some kind of creature.
Some sort of weird glowing magical mushroom.
Mm.
Yeah, at least not that you
Alright.
know of.
When it comes to this narrow path, how about Asher and I go first for a short distance and see what we can see?
You're probably not wrong. It's going to be a bit to get Rock and... I mean, I can bring Phelan through without issue,
Mhm.
but Rock mostly. I can keep an eye on the two.
Wow.
Just shout like it was a battle shout if you're in danger.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Cool.
So on foot, Asher and Gunn make their way up the path. You go forward about 20 feet, and then the path kind of snakes a bit to the right and then to the left. You can see after about 30 more feet of moving in that direction, the path opens up to the left and right. To the left is another cave-in. Doesn't look like you can really go that way. But to the right, the path opens up to a much larger path. That'd be safe to walk on. Would you like to keep going?
Let's bring everybody through. Let's go back and get Greshy and the pets.
I'm curious if the straight path goes and connects to this path somehow.
If it does, then we'll find out when we get back to it. We'll find the mark.
They've probably only been gone for a
No, I
minute
meant
or
like
two.
the cave-in area, I think.
Hmm.
But while they were gone, I've been trying to have a conversation with Rock. Just trying to get his gauge on things like
Hmm.
how it feels to be trying to carry someone while flying. Mostly. Is it difficult?
I guess you just have animal
Not for
empathy,
me.
right? They can just listen to you.
I do.
But they can't really speak back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Correct.
I guess give me a perception check to like sense motive
Sure.
on Rock's responses.
Would it be perception, or would it, I mean, I'm happy to do perception, it's better, but would nature be more appropriate since it's kind of an animal thing? Up to you.
No, I think it's perception here.
Okay. I mean, like I said, it's a better roll for me. That's a natural 20 for a total 41. I mean, animals are my thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're surprised actually. You haven't really sat down to like try to talk to Rock that much. You've seen Gunn do it. You thought maybe he was just kind of winging it or guessing at it, but as you talk to Rock and Rock kind of chirps back or flutters his wings or shakes his head, you get the sense that he actually really does understand Common. Not in the way that Phelan does, but almost completely.
Phelan kind of intuits my meaning, but doesn't really understand what I'm saying. But it seems like Rock is actually understanding my full sentences and just responds in his manner.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You get a sense of pride out of him. Or like when you ask him how is it to have to ride or like have someone ride you, you get the impression that he thinks it's easy or that it's no big deal for him.
Kind of preens and just like,
Yeah, you get
Whatever.
kind of prideful.
I mean, you are a big, strong eagle. I have to call you a bird, but I almost feel like that'd be offensive.
Kind of fluffs up at that, and as you're saying that, Gunn returns.
The path ahead opens up, heading to the right.
Mhm.
It's possible it will connect back to where we've been, but
I suppose so, but if the chalk markings you left are still
Mhm.
there, we'd be able to see it.
Mhm.
All right, well, let's get these two through. It's mostly going to be Rock that's a problem. And as Greshy says that, he activates the collar and shrinks Phelan down. So you can just kind of carry him through the tighter part of the passage.
Okay.
oh, and every time so including at the area which led to the dead end, I'm going to put add to the mark, so now it says that we've been down
Mhm.
two
That's smart.
paths. We've come
Just
back-
to show
yeah.
what's happened.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay.
And I guess it's worth noting that neither Phelan nor Rock have dark vision, so they're mostly just kind of standing still until people are pulling them along.
Mhm.
Right. Phelan has, I believe, senses for scent, but yeah, he can't see any better in the dark.
Yeah, so you can
So-
kind of call towards them, and they'll very slowly kind of fumble their way forward.
I
in
mean,
the
I'm just going to
darkness,
pick Phelan. I'm going to pick Phelan
Mhm.
up to carry him through this part at least, but
but- right.
Rock, getting through this passage is going to be a little bit difficult. If I'm behind and you two are ahead, can you try and lead him and I'll push if need be?
Sure.
That sounds like a good idea, actually.
He generally seems to understand you pretty well, Gunn, so I mean, just kind of tell him he should trust you.
Yeah, it's not too difficult to pull this off with Asher and sorry, who's that? Asher and Gunn still
were
in the front. Okay, and
Mhm.
Greshy kind of leading, gently nudging from the rear to keep Rock
You're
on
just going to
track.
keep Phelan pocketed.
I'll just carry him for now. In puppy form, through the tighter part of the corridor. Once it opens back up, I can bring him back to full size and kind of lead him that way. But
Okay. But yeah, you're able to nudge him through, and
If
eventually
you can't see, it might be even easier just to help keep him on you.
you do have to go a lot
Easier-
slower, but you have both Rock and Phelan anyway, so
right,
Mm-hmm.
that's part of it. And then the other side of it is that I'd rather have Phelan at the ready rather than
Fair.
not.
Anyway, we get through to the next intersection.
yeah. So you're able
point
to
to the-
yeah.
This side is also caved in, but this way is open.
Was it the right was caved in or the left?
The left was
Um,
caved in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That sounds correct.
That's the opposite of what I thought.
Put 2 more marks on the 2 passages that we've traversed.
Okay. So then you continue then, so you return back to that intersection, see the left path is still blocked, you then go to the right in the slightly more larger open area,
Mhm.
or slightly larger opener tunnel. At this point, do you, there's not quite enough room to ride Phelan here. It is wide enough for Phelan to walk a little bit more freely, but so it's
Okay.
up to you whether or not you.
I would
enlarge
lead
him.
him then. Basically, as long as there's enough room for him to walk, I'd rather him walk as regular size. But I'm not going to shrink him down unless I have to.
Okay.
So I'm
Um,
happy to lead him and then kind of push Rock along if need be. But
Okay, so we still have Phelan, Greshy in the back with Rock right in front of him. Gunn up ahead with Asher. All right. Continue. Going down this path. Eventually, you come to another split. This one is left or forward. Both paths are slightly narrower, just like a foot narrower than the like 10-foot-ish path that you're currently on. The one on the left seems to be. It looks like the stone walls are a bit more. What's the shaped, I guess, while the right path, the walls look more natural. Sorry, I said left and right. I meant left and straight. The straight path is more natural. The left path is more.
can I examine the
shaped.
wall and determine whether it was done by hand or by magic or
Sure.
just
Give me a
happens
nature
to
check.
look different? Sure. Button. There we are. I'm sure that turns out poorly. It's 28. That's not terrible.
Yeah, this looks like the sort of work that you'd get out of a spell like Stone Shape, or some other stone magic. It tends to be hard to create really natural looking formations, but this
Mhm.
feels like what you've seen, at least as far as like parting stone.
Okay, so this is definitely not hewn by hand. It's done by magic. Correct? In that regard?
Yes, yeah, almost certainly.
Okay.
Someone could
then we
hew it, but that would be like an artisan doing something very intentional.
Right. Okay. So if it was hewn, it would have been just to throw people off for some random reason. So most likely it was just magic.
Right.
Okay. Well then, it sounds like that's the way to go.
It does.
It also sounds like we should probably be on our guard just in case. With that nature check, can I tell how recently? Does it look worn? Like wind worn or weather worn? I mean, I know we're in tunnels, but I imagine some erosion may still occur depending on how long ago this was done.
That would require more of a perception check, I think.
Would that be perception or crafting?
With a little crafting, sure.
Okay. I think I'm actually better off with perception. I'm gonna do crafting. So,
Oh.
27
27.
crafting check.
It doesn't look. Let me double check DCs. You're not really sure.
Okay.
It doesn't look brand spanking new. But telling whether or not it's very old or just like you don't know if it could be days old, it could be weeks old, it could be years old. You're not
That's
sure.
basically what
It's
it
not
is.
hundreds
If it
of
was-
thousands of years.
It could
Yeah.
it could be hundreds of years old. It could be a couple weeks old. I couldn't tell necessarily, and that's
Yeah.
really the big thing. Is if I could tell if it was something that somebody came by and just did a couple weeks ago, might be more.
You're pretty
concerned
sure
than if
that it
was
hasn't
something-
that it wasn't done within the last day.
Okay. Which doesn't help me at all, but still good to know.
Well, before we go down that way, I do have a thought. Maybe if we take a 10-minute break here, I can refocus. And maybe we could ask Asher to scout down the other tunnel and see if it connects back, so that if we have to retreat through here, we don't have to go the long way around.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, if you're gonna take 10 minutes, I'm gonna go look down the straight way to see if it goes anywhere that we're familiar with.
Fair enough.
I'll hand Asher the piece of chalk from my.
Ooh.
Be like, if you saw my mark, and I'll explain what I was doing. Like,
I'll
every
look
tunnel
for
we
it.
come from should have a mark by it.
Okay. So then Asher goes off by himself. Scout ahead.
Goodbye.
While
And never return.
Please
while
don't do
Gunn
that.
takes a quick break. With the
While Gunn
others.
does that, I'm actually going to bandage him up a bit. Just
One nice thing is that I no longer have to do anything special to refocus, because I can refocus as a sorcerer,
Ooh.
which is just like basically just chill.
just be you.
Okay. So
Just exist.
Greshy is going to bandage up Gunn. Go and give me the roll for that.
Oh, thanks.
Sure. I need 8 hit points, so I'm not going to do anything fancy. Oh, hey, look, I got a critical success. Weird.
Yep. Okay. You get all your hit points back.
Yeah.
the remaining. Asher,
18.
you continue up the straight ahead path a ways. You're walking for like a good 4-5 minutes, carefully making your way as it starts to wind a bit and grows a little bit narrower. And give me a perception check.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that's not.
Ooh,
That's
Nope,
my
that's
initiative roll.
that's an
would
initiative
have been
roll.
the same roll, wouldn't it?
Yes, it should be.
Would it have? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Unless
18 plus
Jason
21.
wants me to re-roll it as normal.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, that's a 39 for your perception check. As you're making your way through the tunnel here, you notice along the right-hand wall, there are a number of smaller tunnels built into what seem to be little rock facades. So each of these smaller tunnels are only like 3 or 4 feet tall, and maybe a foot and a half wide. But they each have like a very simple stone slab leaned up against them. You kind of notice them and like pull at one of the slabs and see the tunnel behind it.
Oh. Well, I can't fit in this tunnel.
Yeah, not without. You'd
Do
have
I-
to crawl, or you'd have to crawl and squeeze to go into this tunnel.
Well, I could fit in this tunnel, but so there's just. Does it look like something? I guess every tunnel something dug it. Does it look like a creature dug these tunnels?
That would probably survival check or crafting.
I'm gonna survive today with a 32.
32. Your best guess is that these were dug out with shovels.
Oh. That's interesting. I feel like I want to check this out, but a detour right now isn't great, and I'll
It's an
pull
adventure.
back. It is an adventure.
Could
I
have a
could go
great
in
adventure.
on no one would, and he never returned. Ooh, yeah, I'm
Legend of
curious
Asher.
about these.
Wandered off into the tunnels unknown.
But the
And
tunnel you're going down does continue to the continue straight. You just happen to notice these as you're walking along.
Right. Well, I'm gonna leave these be for now and see if I can continue down the tunnel to maybe connect somewhere, maybe not.
Okay. You keep going down this tunnel, though, the main one. It eventually takes a kind of sharp left turn, at which you find yourself at an immediate dead end. It looks like it doesn't look. This one's not a cave-in of any kind. It's merely not. It just ends. Natural stone wall.
Is it natural? I'm gonna search around like Gunn did on the walls of the spider cave, just in case.
Give me a perception check, then. Checking out the walls.
This time I did it right. A 34.
34. Running your hands over the stone, you eventually find a small piece of cloth that looks like it's been torn off of something, about 3 feet off the ground. The piece of cloth itself is only maybe like a square inch of cloth. You can't tell what color it is because of your dark vision and there's no light source nearby.
It's black and white. So does it look like it's just been like torn off on something? Like something was here and wandering around and...
Yeah, it just looks like it got...
tore? Or...
Yeah, it looked like it got stuck on a
Okay.
jagged piece of rock and just kind of tore a bit.
So there's a hat and there's a cloth. Are there any kind of like footprints around that aren't mine?
Survival. Probably should have given you that with the perception check, actually. No, there are.
Oh.
Oh, well,
okay.
natural
Okay,
20,
natural 20 anyway.
survival check, sure. Yeah, 39. Yes,
There are so many footprints.
as you take a closer look at the ground, you do notice a number of tiny footprints. Not tiny, sorry, small creature footprints.
Oh, tiny.
They're not as big as like a halfling's feet. They're more like a child, maybe. But they're little. They look like they're wearing, whoever this is, they're wearing like pointed boots. And for natural 20,
Do I know?
you can probably tell that these pointed boots have like little bits of metal, maybe around the not the heel. What's the opposite part of the heel? The front part of the shoe.
The toe?
The toe. Yeah. It looks like
Steel
they've
toe
got.
boots.
Yeah, it looks like they've got steel-toed, pointy boots. You can see the tips of
maybe
the steel
they're
kind of digging into the
digging.
dirt.
This is curious. I don't know of anything. Greshy's not this small.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
definitely a smaller creature than Greshy.
Very curious. A smaller creature that wears clothes.
You could try a nature check or a society.
Let's see. Nature's a little better. 27.
thinking about it a little bit harder, small gnomish-looking creatures with red hats. These are probably red caps.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous, violent little fae.
Oh, good.
They look like little garden gnomes with their cute little red hats and white bushy beards. But parents tell stories to their children of red caps brutally slaughtering their victims and dousing their beautiful white caps in the blood until they turn dark red.
Mm-hmm.
They are fae that are horny for slaughter.
And I'm alone at this dead end. Oh no.
You have that bird token, eh? It's in the bird.
I think I'll just be really quiet as I make my way back. I feel like now is a good time to go find my friends and not be alone.
Stealth check.
Oh my god.
Well, after that natural 20, what's next?
No. Oh, I was so upset. I almost rolled the 1, a 37.
Natural 19 for a 37.
That's
I was like, no.
Yeah, you
No.
speed walk back to the rest of the group, very very swiftly but silently, as you return to the others.
Guys. Is everyone here?
So it's only
They
been
just
about
finished
8
wrapping up
minutes. You haven't
I'm
quite
still-
finished up
yeah.
the healing.
Sure.
okay.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Oh,
I
what's
have
going on?
some
Did you
news.
find anything? Oh,
Well, I didn't find the marks on the walls. It just goes to a dead end down there. But I think that this cave system might be filled with red caps. So that's scary.
I, the player, know about red caps and knew exactly what Jason was talking about. I don't know if Greshy
I
knows
don't
what
know
red
if
caps
I've
are.
heard of these
You can-
either.
You can give me a nature
I'll
check
explain.
then. But
I
yeah,
can explain a little
Asher would
bit,
definitely
yeah.
explain.
Oh, sure. Then if you will explain then.
Yeah, I feel like you guys know what that is, right? Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, on hearing about
Murder.
it, both of you would almost certainly have heard about them at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not you would know in detail is
Yikes.
another question.
Oh boy.
I also found these little tunnel holes. I don't know. They probably dug those.
I was going to say, do red caps... Is this their normal habitat? And do they usually dig tunnels for purposes? Nefarious and otherwise?
They do dig tunnels. They do live in caves and underground.
So that fits their motif then.
You'd
Oh,
have to
thanks.
give me another
Going
nature check
this
to
way.
determine what they do with them. But
I imagine they drag their victims in there and slaughter them or something. I will do that nature check though.
Glad I didn't crawl in. I'm so
That's
tempted.
a natural 19, total 38.
We know everything about red caps.
Yeah,
starting to think that.
You know that they are incredibly violent and that they do dig these very large maze-like systems to confuse and trap their victims.
Oh boy. I mean, I have
Violet-
heard they are horny for murder, so
As in, there's no point trying to talk to them, or as in,
as correct, I would not. You could of course try and reason with them, but they are, again, and this is the phrase I heard, horny for murder.
I have heard that once before. In
You
my
know,
head.
You know that they're a type of fae. They can be reasoned with, but dealing with fae is always comes with its own.
okay,
I mean, you guys have
It's always
experienced some
tricky,
fae.
and the big thing with something like a red cap is I would imagine that you would want to satisfy them and their interests with something in kind.
Hmm.
So unless you're willing to trade other people to enjoy their games and eventual murder,
All right.
I would not attempt to do any sort of bargaining or trading with something like a red cap.
Okay. How about we go this way down the shaped tunnel?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I would imagine if there was some shaping, that would be, especially if it's magically done. I don't know how old this is, unfortunately, so I don't know if this is somebody who attempted to escape them or something, but most likely, if this is... Most likely it would be somebody who, like Murian, who wanted to throw people down here.
all right.
It occurs to me that the few who might have escaped the Red Caps' murder sprees found their way to a web of undead spiders and died. It's possible he's actually thrown several people down here, more than what we've seen.
Well, at this point, Greshy is finished. He's, as he says that, he's like wrapped up the last bit of gauze, and Gunn has finished his.
Ties it tight,
Mhm.
kind of uses teeth to tear off the bit that's left.
So I've slightly screwed up my system here. The marks, because there's marks on some dead ends that we've visited, we cannot simply follow them to the exit. Which was one of my goals, and then I kind of brain farted it. There's only one of those that's wrong, and that's the one that we just passed. So I'm going to put a different sort of mark on the wall, on the path that Asher went down,
Mm-hmm.
with an indication that there's still a way to go there, but not the one that, like, the triangles point back to the exit for the most part, except for when we come out the narrow part, we have to remember not to go to the right. We have to go to the left.
All right.
Always left. Got it.
No, to exit, follow the triangles. If we need to run away, except for the first one after we come out of the narrow tunnel.
Always left. Got it.
I have an excellent sense of direction. Don't worry,
No,
guys.
I understand, Gunn.
Okay.
So we go through the narrow part, then we get to the break, and then we take a left there. And then otherwise we follow the arrows.
Yes.
Gotcha. Alright, hopefully we will not need to escape,
Mm-hmm.
because I get the feeling that if we're going through here making too much noise, it's not just going to be whatever we are running from that starts tracking us.
Right. We might run into quite something else. Okay. Let's reform our lines and keep moving then
Okay.
down this shaped tunnel. Do red caps shape stone in this fashion? This magic with magic?
Actually, it's a good question. Would I know that? On
Oh, with your
Either
good
38.
both
check.
Asher and Greshy know quite a bit about them.
You both know. I mean, they are Fae. They probably do have at least a little bit of magic in them. But no, you don't know them to magically shape stone.
That's lucky.
Doesn't seem to be part of their nature to do such.
All right.
I mean, there
think
could always be
it's-
I don't know, a red cap druid or something. But
There could be, but in general, I imagine it would be somewhat un-Spartan. If it makes any sense.
Okay. That fits with the shape of what I'm getting from you guys. So then this seems like the right way for us to go.
Let's do it.
okay.
Quietly.
So you go down the path that was shaped. This one, as you're progressing down this tunnel, it starts to wind pretty heavily after about. So yeah, you go forward about 30 feet. It starts to wind left and then right and then left. You spend about 15 minutes going down this long shaped tunnel. probably have about 25 minutes left of your hour of dark vision. When you
Okay.
reach another split, this one, the shaped tunnel continues forward. To the right, a smaller tunnel. You'd have to you'd have to kneel down to go through it, but it's about the same width as the one that you're currently in. So it's only maybe 4 feet high, but otherwise about 10 feet wide. That's to your right, but straight ahead is the shaped tunnel continues.
Mm-hmm. Fixing my pattern. Triangle mark tells where we've come from towards the exit. And then I'll put an arrow down. I think we go straight. I think we keep going
Yeah.
and avoid these red cap looking tunnels.
Okay.
Sounds right to me.
The path continues. You continue for a ways, winding left and right, and proceeding. The ground starts to slope downwards a bit as you continue. You come across, eventually, a hanging fir blocking the path ahead. Otherwise, there's a path to the left and to the right, both made of shaped stone. So you're at a 4-way cross section with the straightaway being
First thing first
a
is
fir blocking it, and the left and right being open tunnels.
triangle mark the exit. And then shall we look in here and see what's there?
Sure, why not?
Peek a peek.
Pika Pika.
I will go in with my shield up.
Are you literally
but-
just going to burst into the room?
No, it's a fur, so I'm gonna kind of hold my shield in front of me and then
I see, okay.
Press
I got you. So you
Press the fur
kind of-
aside.
push it to its
Mhm.
side, but you're not like jumping forward going, I've got my shield out, I'm ready to go. Okay.
right.
Yeah, the fur is just kind of hammered into the sides of the cave wall with pitons. You just carefully tilt the fur away. Seems to be like maybe a large wolf pelt. You kind of brush aside gently. And up ahead, you see the tunnel narrows just a little bit, and then looks like it opens into a much larger space. You can hear 2 voices, one of them very deep, the other very perhaps reptilian in nature. It's got you hear a lot of like kind of slight hissing sounds in its voice, but you can't quite make
Do I
out the speech.
recognize the voice?
No, it is not a voice that you recognize. It's much higher pitched, and almost squeaky. It's like squeaky, gravelly,
Interesting.
high pitched voice with a bit of
Interesting combination.
sounds. But it seemed to be whispering, so you just kind of hear these 2 voices in conversation up ahead.
Okay. Is everybody still right behind me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. I'm gonna
Let's
get
jump
my
in and kill a kobold. Or not. Let's not actually kill anybody.
sword
Unless we have to.
out in hand. Can have it in hand, and creep. Keep creeping.
Okay.
Is that you, Will?
Yes, my stomach is rumbling. Just like a cat's. My cat's is just being nuts tonight. I don't even know.
I hear that
Sorry,
noise
so
and I'm like, oh, that's the noise my cat would make before she gets sick.
I
Sorry,
should
I'm
hope
just
not.
adjusting the map here.
Adjusting map parameters, adding in more kobolds.
Reticulating splines. That's good.
Dodging the matrices.
I hope this works.
I have a black screen. Is that intentional?
It shouldn't be so black. You should
Oh,
be
no, I found
all
this.
the way in the bottom left.
Oh, there we are.
There we are. There we are.
Um,
We're in a tunnel.
yeah, so you're in a tunnel. You can hear the voices up ahead.
Can I recognize the language from here, or do we need to get closer to actually make out words?
It sounds like common.
Okay.
But it's whispered common, so you can't quite make out the actual words that are being said.
Words, but the sounds and consonants sound like
yeah,
common versus
one of the
go-to
voices you're
word.
almost certain is a stone giant. The other is definitely
Okay.
some kind of reptilian or creature.
Let's creep forward.
Alright. Greshy and Phelan will follow behind Asher and Rock and Gunn.
Okay.
Gonna move. There you go.
Give me stealth checks, I
Whoa,
guess, as you keep moving forward.
Bumped into you.
Sure. Asking for stealth check now. I've used all my good rolls.
24 from Greshy, 29 from
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep
Gunn,
that. 'cause
27 from
it's-
Asher.
Let me get Phelan's in here. Well, he
Oh,
gets a nat
good,
20 somehow.
Phelan.
So he
Ooh,
gets a
Phelan's
39
completely
total.
It's
silent.
always
He's
sneaking.
he senses the apprehension in the air.
Rock has a 32.
Okay, yeah, they're all
Can't see, but he knows how to be quiet.
yeah, the animals are being very, very careful, seeing that you all tense up and move very slowly. Balin's maybe slightly baring his teeth as he kind of senses that Greshy is perhaps ready to do a murder.
And move forward another
Only if we have to.
another.
Quite ready to,
Segment.
but
Greshy's
only if
ready.
we have to.
As you proceed forward, you can hear. It sounds like the squeaky voice has kind of stopped, and you hear footsteps, kind of plod off. Tap, tap,
Big
tap, tap,
footsteps
tap, tap.
or little
Uh,
footsteps?
Small footsteps.
It sounds like little
So it's
footsteps.
not a
Whoops.
snake. Snakes don't have
It's not a snake
feet.
person.
Unless
As
they're in
you-
disguise as a person, but
As you make your
Creeping.
way towards the edge of the tunnel, you see a large giantess stone staring
she's
straight
cool.
down the tunnel towards you. You're
No.
all kind of pressed up against the walls.
we're all doing the pretending to be hidden. You can't see us from Kronk.
You're pretty hidden.
Da-
No, you're pretty hidden given your rolls. She's just looking in that direction, and just has kind of.
Oh,
She's wearing
alright.
all black, and is just kind of has her hands just settling gently in front of her chest. In front of her torso. She seems to be waiting.
We're looking for a giant druid, as I recall.
I don't know that she was a druid, but her name was Kona the Wise.
We're
Kona the
here
Wise
in
is
a
what I have.
tunnel made by Stone Shape.
It's entirely possible. Would you like me to talk to her?
I think I will.
Rusty.
Rusty wants to talk to
Thank
her.
Talkative
I
cat.
will. I will take a quick listen and see if I hear anything else in the area.
Perception?
Yes. 25.
25. You can barely make out the distant sound of tinking on anvils. Sound of hammer hitting metal. It's pretty distant. Otherwise, you notice that this giantess kind of turns her back slightly to you, or to this tunnel, and is looking up towards the north. And she kind of gestures with a hand, just kind of waving it forward.
Oh.
And she starts to walk in that direction.
Oh. Opportunity missed, possibly. I'll continue a little closer to the tunnel exit and see if I can see where she's going.
You can see her so you step into or towards an open chamber that's kind of filled with a bunch of junk on the left-hand wall, and to the right you see a small table with a bunch of metal scraps and junk on it, like somebody was doing a little crafting project. And in the far right corner of the room, southeast corner of the room, there's a very large hammock, like a rope hammock, just kind of strung up between two stalagmites. There's a large tunnel exit to the northeast, and this giantess is very slowly walking to the north on this other path.
She leaves the room entirely?
Yeah, she's walking pretty slowly, though. But she leaves the room.
I'm going to wait a few seconds more, and then I'm going to try to creep over to about here, where I'll put my back to the wall, so on the opposite side, and I'll watch down that tunnel, and then I'll wave the rest of the folks forward.
Okay, yeah, you do so.
So
you kind of dart across. The tinking sound you were hearing earlier is a little bit louder, and you can hear it coming from the east.
Okay. I'll attempt to keep an eye on both of these passages alternatingly, and then I'll point to the desk and. Or you said hammock, but you also said desk.
There was a table thing.
Yeah, there's a hammock, and then there's like a little wood crate that seems to be functioning as a makeshift workbench.
Yes, that.
What about it?
Can I see where the giantess has gone?
The giantess,
to the north?
Yeah, to the north.
I'm gonna keep following if Gunn wants to look around down here.
I want to follow Greshy.
I thought we would check the table and see if there's any.
You go right ahead and check the
papers.
table. If this is who I think it is, I'd rather not lose her.
Okay.
This is our only lead at this point.
All right.
Scream if you need.
Then I'll try and get back in front.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll try and.
Okay,
you kind of leapfrog each other in the hall there.
Greshy's like, no, keep going, keep following her.
Well, we swapped order.
you see the giant is standing at the end of the tunnel there to the north. Once you enter the hall, she continues moving to the northwest.
Is she
Seems like she knows
waiting?
we're here, and she might know that we're here and is leading us, or we might end up somewhere which is not a good place to talk. I don't know, but I think Greshy's at this point we're committed.
I'd rather know for sure. Either she's an enemy and we can take her out now, or she's an ally and we can
We'll move to this corner and sort of peek.
You continue up to the north end of this hall. and you come across a large open chamber with a ton of giant-sized stools scattered about. You can hear and perhaps smell the sound of a campfire coming from around the corner to your left. You can see maybe just a little bit of light coming off of it. It would help if I probably didn't put an actual light source on the map so you can't see it. But yeah, there's a little bit of light coming from the south around the corner.
Sure.
And you can see what looks like the edge of a stone pedestal up ahead to the left. But this giant seems to have crossed directly. She just went straight ahead and is making her way up through another tunnel. Yeah, just basically straight north, slightly northwest.
A quick peek. I'm just going to poke my head. In fact, I'll get down low and poke my head around the corner at like ground level just to see if I can see how far away. Make sure there's nothing super close.
Yeah, you peek around the corner. There don't appear to be any giants in this room. There is a massive stone throne before you, sitting on a pedestal. Past that is a line of furs hanging on a metal rack, or like metal rod. Beyond that seems to be a campfire. And you do hear the sounds of someone cutting maybe vegetables or meat or something. You hear the sound of a knife on cutting board.
Okay. But there's a barrier blocking that.
Yes, it's
All right,
a rod with a line of furs. You can see just beneath that. You can see what appear to be stone giant feet moving about, but they seem to have their back turned.
I'm gonna hustle across the room to this wall here. Down, like there's a nice path between the stools that should be able to hustle through without. And then if I can make it, then we'll try to bring everybody.
Yep, I guess give me stealth checks then as you dart across the room.
A really stupid path.
Oh, sure.
Rock is going to be the difficult one. Because he's got to stumble his way. Well, maybe there's enough light for him to see. Now.
Yeah, there's some light in this room, so it's not too bad. Let's see, what was that? That was
great.
29 for Greshy, 20 for Asher, 27 for Phelan, 24 for Rock.
I think I'm going to hero point Rock's one.
Okay.
Well, actually, let me roll my one first. Because it could be worse on the same.
No.
Nope.
Gunn got a natural 20 for 36.
Hero point for Rock. Try again. Before he trips over a stool. A total of 35 on his reroll.
Okay. Asher, are you keeping that 20?
Well, now I feel bad because Gunn used his hero point. Now I feel like I should use mine. I'm bumbling around like an idiot.
I am going to use my hero point on Phelan's roll.
Okay.
What if I do?
Yeah, it's much better. 36 rather than 27.
Right. Use it,
I guess
Asher.
I always have to, so now I will use mine. Just so I don't destroy everyone else. See.
Well, the thing is, they'll only see you. The rest of us will be like hidden in shadow. That'll just be all on you.
I'll be like, I'm real hungry. Right.
I would like some tubers.
There we go, 37.
Okay, 19 for 37.
Than everyone.
With 3 hero points, we have raised our,
I was going to say, I think
our stealth checks.
Greshy's the lowest right now at 29.
All right, so you guys
bad to fantastic.
Avert some near misses. Asher, not quite looking where you're going, almost kind of bump into one of these stools, but you do bump into it, but manage to grab it before it clatters to the ground and kind of reset it softly.
Ooh.
Rock, did Rock reroll?
You know
Rock
what,
also rerolled.
I bet Rock realizes he can fly here a little bit. And just
Yes,
kind of
there's just enough height
glides
in
his
this
way
chamber
over.
that he can jump and glide over. Yeah, you all managed to make it, I guess, across the room. And
and
to
then
this
around
other
the corner
tunnel.
into this.
And you can see this giant seems to have been waiting to see you all. Like is looking back towards you, and gestures again to follow as she
All
rounds
right.
the corner.
Well, this seems quite obvious
Yeah,
that
she's
we're just
general.
following
She's
her.
Okay.
clearly now talking to us. So let's just.
She's aware we're here, and more importantly, if she's aware and she's not raising an alarm, I get the feeling she's at least not against us. So, I'm gonna keep following.
She leads us to the cooking pot and
I'll-
throws us all in.
Should have known. I'm kind of
I'm
rushing
just
ahead, but I'm not.
shuffling.
No, go
yeah,
ahead.
so feel free to.
Yeah,
I'm,
you guys
I'm
can
making sure Raka's with me now.
Oh, sure.
You
You're
continue to
more
move.
than happy to. Yeah, go ahead.
As you make your way to the chamber where this giantess is, you can see a dim light from a lantern kind of flickering. As you make your way into the chamber, you can see there is a large onyx tablet standing behind her, with lettering written out in Yotun on it. She looks around and then kind of gestures with her hand towards this. There's another path out of the room, but she gestures towards it, and the wall closes as the stone shifts across the passageway,
Okay.
blocking it off.
I will enter here and not totally stand down, but certainly not be threatening, not be actively threatening.
I sensed you were
You like-
coming, she says, in a deeper voice than I can probably do, but very quiet.
Might you be Kona the Wise?
Yes, and you are the ones here to slay my son?
That's a loaded question.
If it
What?
comes to that.
It has come to that, she says, a stern look on her face. And with that, we'll end the session.
Yeah. These loaded questions for the team.
You come to kill my kid? Sure.
Yes.
Kana doesn't, Kona, I forget which way I say it.
Is it with an A? I had it as an O. Okay.
Conna is how it's spelled. So, Kona?
Oh, see, I
Yeah,
had it
probably.
completely wrong. I had it K-O-N-O.
That sounds like Kana.
Yeah, Kana makes sense.
yeah,
I
double
must have
N. We'll go
misheard it
Kana.
earlier.
We'll go with Kana.
Kana
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
In any case,
Yeah,
that'll do
K-O-N-A.
it for tonight. Thank you guys for the lovely
Oh, no.
session. Hope you had fun exploring a weird little red cap maze. You managed to
Did we
get
like manage to bypass every possible
Yes.
encounter there, or was
out. Basically, yes. If you spent any longer than there, you'd probably get assaulted, but you managed to get out just in time, so
Ooh.
cool beans. It was a time
Very
thing.
nice. Very nice.
All right. Yay! Happy New Year, everybody. Glad to see that we're all still alive for the
Happy
time
New
being.
Year.
Yay.
Hope you, our lovely
For now.
viewers and listeners, will also still be alive. Stay safe, everyone. Yeah, if you missed any of our previous episodes, they're usually on the YouTube, youtube.com/thirdaction. Find us on Twitter, Third Action Show. You can follow us on any of the podcast
There's also
platforms.
podcasts and such.
Give us some good reviews, subscribe, like, smash the home button on your phone, close your computer,
Go home.
burn
Ask
everything
Siri to
down.
search your computer for third action. Hit the Windows key, then Alt F4. Don't do
There's
that.
all sorts of
Fox,
ways to
turn
support
off.
us. Oh god.
Siri, search for third action show.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Capable.
Thanks for playing.
Third
See you
show.
next week.